Shall we? Let's go to Jay in Dearborn, 97.1. What's up, Jay?
Hey, Mike. Hey, guys. I just want to say, Mike, I totally disagree with you, and in the sense that Michigan is set up just to beat Ohio State, and that's why they struggled. I don't think that's the case. I think it was a terrible coaching job against TCU, and it was unfortunate. But I will say this. Blake Corum being in the game is a huge difference maker. And
against Georgia?
Also,
hold on, Jay. I'll give you the TCU thing.
The matter is Ohio State almost beat them.
No.
I don't want to do the whole.
Jay, it does matter. They're designed to.
What Ohio State did.
Jay, they're designed to play the SEC teams. You've got their kryptonite, and you're able to get them. But if you got on that field with Georgia, I don't care if you had 10 Blake Corums. Jay, you watched what you watched last night. It's terrifying.
Mike. And I understand, and I understand that. But what I'm saying is Ohio State had nothing to lose against Georgia, and they played the best game they had probably the whole season against Georgia.
Did they win?
Georgia. Come on, Mike. We saw the game. Did
they win? Yes or no? Did they win?
No.
Okay.
No.
So what does that have to do with you and your team? Help me understand it.
It has everything to do with our team. If you coach a good game, any team, not just Michigan, top 5, you have a chance to beat Georgia. What you saw was an inferior TCU team that was shocked at what they saw.
That inferior team beat you. And they put 50 up in the process of doing it. So Jay, I get the premise of what you're saying any given Sunday. I get it. But Jay, you're bringing a knife to a gunfight. Look at that Georgia team. Jay, you're never beating them. You play them 100 times. You might beat them once. That's terrifying. And you're a damn good football team, Jay. That's not a shot at you. You're the best team in the Big Ten. And the Big Ten runs through you until OSU figures out how to get physical with you. But, Jay, you can't call in the morning after a 65-7 drubbing of the team you lost to tell me you would have done better. No, I mean, what are we doing?
We would have, Mike.
All right, so
Mike,
go ahead, Rico.
Jay, I guess how would you have done better when you couldn't get it done against TCU?
Well, I think that's what it is. It's one of those things where you got caught with your pants down. I mean, they hit you in the face. Now you play to their game, and it's like what Mike was saying. We play TCU 20 times, we beat them, 18, 19 out of the 20. And
yeah, but Jay, here's why I'm not going to give you that excuse, because you had a month to prepare for TCU. This wasn't
that could even be worse. That could work against you sometimes, Rico. It really can.
Well, when your coach is 1-6 in bowl games, Jay, I happen to agree with you, because whatever Harbaugh's process is, it doesn't work in the lead up to these games. He doesn't win them.
I don't understand that.
No, I mean, Jay, I'm not trying to come down on you. I just want you to understand, sitting where I'm sitting, I go, all right, wait a minute now. Look, if you want to tell me you wouldn't have lost by 50, I agree with you, Jay. I'm not screwing with you. I'm making a point that whether it's by 50, 30, 28, 34, you can't be on that field because you don't have the horses. Full stop. You don't have them. You got an O-line that's regionally good, Big Ten good. But that O-line, face TCU, you couldn't run the ball. You popped a 53-yarder on the first carry of the game, and you barely got 53 yards the rest of the day. Running the ball. Guys, today's not the day for that.
Yeah, it's this, and maybe people will understand it this way. It's like what Mel Tucker said after the blowout loss to Ohio State a couple years ago. You got to get the guys to beat Ohio State. You need the 5 stars. You need the 4 stars to beat Ohio State.
And you know why you're not getting them currently?
Correct.
Because your coach is busy shaking his ass for any car with an NFL owner in it.
You're correct, Mike.
$50 make you holler. You want to talk?
Those guys are needed to beat the Georgias and the Bamas.
Honestly, Harbaugh's one step from catcalling Irsay in a car driving by.
Oh, boy. Didn't know we were going to go Full Metal Jacket right now.
Honestly, how's it any different? Harbaugh may as well have a pricing menu. You're not recruiting at that level. They got 25-star guys. You got 2.
Right. And I think that's the difference. No one's saying Michigan isn't good. They can win the Big Ten. They probably will repeat. But you can't win the college football title if you don't have those guys.
I just like it. We didn't even make it to the second block, to the third block before the transitive property kicked in. I knew that was Ohio State was going to beat Georgia, and we beat Ohio State, so we would have beat Georgia.
I just don't understand how a Michigan fan could tell me you could compete with Georgia today. Guys, it's not a shot. You had an incredible year, but you can't say it.
Mm-mm.
And even if you want to play the transitive game, a team that beat you and hung half 100 on you just lost 65-7.
Mm-hmm.
They ran for 263 on you. What was your answer going to be against Georgia?
If you had a month to prepare for TCU and you couldn't get it done, you mean to tell me that in 8 days you would have prepared for Georgia and got it done? Or 9 days? No. Sorry. Doesn't work that way. Now, TCU looked like a team that prepared for a month, and they beat Michigan. I don't know. Maybe your coach was trying to see how strong the Wi-Fi was.
Well, and again, even if you tell me you played the worst game you could possibly play and you don't want to give TCU any credit, I'm still saying your best is still 3 touchdowns worse than what we saw last night. Oh, guys, do whatever you like.
I mean, Bowers is running free.
The guy had 7 for 152 and a touchdown. What's your answer for him? What's your answer for McConkey and A.D. Mitchell and those backs and Bennett, that O-line? And then, by the way, can we talk defensively? Can we talk about what we witnessed, what we watched?
The fact when the announcers was like, the poor TCU offensive line is saying, okay, well, Jordan's out the game, and the backup, the true freshman, comes in and wreaks havoc. Next play. Didn't miss a heartbeat.
I'll be honest with you. There's one fan base in America who has a right to say they could compete with Georgia with what they saw last night, and it's your rivals in Columbus. Everybody else just needs to sit back and just tip your cap on it.
Ryan Day's probably thinking, yep, I made some mistakes at the end of the game.